Alright, here we are in the Star Pack, and this is a run from the end of last year. I don't know how many weeks old it is now, but it obviously was recorded prior to the release of the Golden Pack. And there'd been a bunch of bounty completions posted in Haps's Discord. And I was feeling kind of embarrassed that I hadn't completed any of them myself. So you can see in the top left corner, here's the one I am going for, and it is Lion at the back, 4 Pillbugs in front. Now, part of the reason for that is generally if I'm trying to make a bounty harder, because there's so many good players that can complete them quite easily, I tend to put the unit that you expect to be the largest at the back. So normally you would expect your Lion, you're trying to survive until turn 7 to get your Lion, and then it's going to instantly become huge because it's all the only other units on the team are Pillbugs. So the Lion requires that everything be lower tier than it. So that's obviously guaranteed. But actually, the way it turned out, that's not what happened in this run. So here, what I'm setting up for is the frog, getting the level 2 frog ready so that I can swap stats onto a Pillbug. And I actually get the jellyfish here on turn 4, and we'll just level up straight away. And into clownfish is ideal because we need a couple more jellyfish so that its stats will actually be relevant when it gets transferred onto the frog. I had originally envisioned this working that you would end up with a lot of Pillbugs early, and then this, the huge amount of health that they're providing would be enough scaling in and of itself, but it's really not. Even with the lollipop, you're just not getting enough per turn. And here I actually do combine the Pillbugs, which you would think wouldn't make a lot of sense because I need 4 Pillbugs, but I'm not sure. This run is so long ago, I can't really remember what I was thinking going into it. I know I'd had multiple fails trying this, and I really felt like I wanted to get one of the pack 3 bounties complete because, like I've said many times before, not a lot of people play pack 3, and it does have its charms at times. So here I find another Pillbug. We'll get it in, and it'll give the jellyfish a bit more stats. And the level 2 Pillbug will give some health as well. But we're going to need some sort of scaling engine, and there are a few good ones in pack 3. But I think at this point it's going to be pretty expensive to try and put strawberry on everything. So I think here actually, because of the awkwardness of the situation, although I'd rather get a buff from the clownfish, I just have to take the level on the jelly. I guess I'm going to roll for something else first. Maybe I'm rolling for another clownfish. In fact, here we actually get the jellyfish naturally, so that's a bonus. And we get the husky, which is absolutely vital for the success of this run. Unfortunately, buying the husky here does mean that I'm going to be wasting stats because I'm not sure if I did that the right way around. Maybe I just needed to do that anyway to make sure that I maximize my chances of staying alive or keeping my lives intact. But it would be much better to swap the jellyfish stats onto the weakest Pillbug, the 2-2 in the shop. But unfortunately here, I end up having to transfer it onto the other one instead. So at least with the chocolate, I'm going to be able to get the instant level on the husky. And it is Lion, so you can see the kind of RNG that's required to get this working. Now, of course, by doing it this way, the Lion is not going to activate in the battle. But that is not a problem at all. To begin with, it's getting very little health from its ability. It's going to only get 4/4 from its ability. And it's much more important that all the Pillbugs get scaled up as quickly as possible because they're all going to be, at the end of the day, the Pillbugs are going to be what wins the game or not. There was a lollipop there. I could have maybe lollipopped the 1120 Pillbug, But instead here, I'm just focusing on trying to get the Husky level 3 as soon as possible. We only have 3 wins on turn 9, which is, not ideal. But thankfully here, I think, although we go against another Husky team, theirs is only level 1, and we just have enough to win there. So we'll also level up the Lion, because it just depends on when we're going to have to sell the Husky, how close the Lion will be to 50-50. I can't remember what exactly happens, but I don't think it's 50-50 when the Husky has to be sold. So here the Hawk insta-kills a small Pillbug, and the Stork spawns Orangutan, but that's going to mean that we win. Depending on the Stork spawn there, we could have lost, I think. So level 2 Lion is all that's going to be required, because, I think level 2 it gets 100%. And we're definitely going to scale it beyond 25-25. It's almost there already, you can see. So level 3 is pointless. Unfortunately, because of the way this works, we know for a fact that at the end, it's going to be a very low stat Pillbug that gets brought in. And unfortunately here we lose by 1 HP. That was painful. Obviously this is the old life system, so although it says 4 hearts at the top, we've only got, we can only lose 1 more. Now, that's another problem with Lion, is that when you're buying stat food, once the Lion, like here, the Lion is past 25-25. So if its ability was activating, it's going to get to 50-50. If I'm buying stat food, that's going to be worthless at the end of the day when the Husky is sold. I suppose at the moment it does help us stay alive long enough to get the Pillbug scaled up. The other problem is, obviously with Husky, you can't put any equipment on the Pillbugs. So I'm not sure if I do it here, we'll have to see, but I think I could have put Pepper on the Lion much sooner. Because obviously I know that it's guaranteed to be 50-50 at the end. But maybe I was just thinking too much about maximizing the Husky scaling. And it would be great if the hot dogs hit only Pillbugs, but unfortunately we all know that's not the way it works. So here you can see they've got a level 2 Lion, it goes to 50-50. It's very rare that you see these kind of unusual teams in Pack 3 with a triple Anteater Lion, and they all had popcorn as well. And even with the weakness, I think our stats are just way too high for this team to cope with. Yep. And since there's not a huge amount to talk about for the rest of the game, I'll just mention that there will be more. I've done a bit of a mini revamp to the bounty page to make it a bit easier, because there's so many at this point, a bit easier to read. I don't know exactly when that'll be updated, but there will also be some more difficult bounties added. The new life system does make things a bit easier, I think, in general. So what we're going to do now is also have stat requirements. So the teams will also have to have certain stats on certain pets. And hopefully that will up the difficulty level a bit. So here we get to 9 wins. It's turn 16 and I'm putting out the 2-2 Pillbug. We have to put the Lion at the back. Now I'm just trying to decide on the order, and I would really like to get... there's cheese there, so I could take that. I think I would rather get Pepper on everything. The problem with cheese I think cheese is really good in the other packs, but in Pack 3... especially by turn 16, you're facing so many teams with Pepper that the cheese does absolutely nothing. It just takes, you're taking the opposing unit down to 1 health regardless. And you can see here they have Raptor plus double coconut. Yeah, that must be the prototypical team. Shoebill, Hummingbird, Clownfish, Jellyfish, Raptor. So we get 1 Pepper, and we're on our last life, turn 17, it's not looking great. The 2-2 Pillbug looks pretty lonely up at the front there. And this is a bit more of an unusual team with eel, and we get the lion brought to the front. You can see there the cheese gets wasted by the anteater, or the ant. But I think we hang on with 1 HP to get the draw. You can see that person there had the Northern Lion rip-off username. And we get double pepper, which is amazing. And they give cucumber to the 2-2. It's really just at the front there to try and break coconut. And you can see here that it does break coconut. And we have enough to take out the raptor. And the it results in another draw. This is just the nature of pack 3. Because of the way that the pepper works, you just end up drawing over and over again in the late game. So here I think I replaced the cheese. It's definitely much better because a 44 can potentially then trade with a coconut unit instead of instantly losing to it. Another raptor team, no surprise, but the Pillbug does trade with the coconut. For some reason, I don't know why that person had coconut being applied to the reindeer, which then immediately lost it because of its ability. But the turn 19 bounty win with the 2-3 Pillbug at the front. So finally managed to actually beat one myself, although the crown is still available for that challenge if anyone wants to try it.